Blackie, I'm glad you called. I've been thinking about our date this evening.
Well, you're not gonna back out, are you?
Oh, no, of course not. I get excited just thinking about it.
Yeah? Well, where are we gonna go?
I have an idea, provided that you like it.
Oh, sure, I'll like it. Where?
Jackie's going to be at the newspaper all evening, and Tiffany's going to be at Noah's. So we could have the whole apartment to ourselves.
You just said the magic words.
Great. Then why don't you come over, and we'll make our plans from there.
I got a few ideas. Yeah, no, that sounds great, Laura.
Yeah, I think so, too.
How late do you have to work?
Oh, not too much longer. I'll be leaving here pretty soon.
Great. I'll see you.
Okay. See you later, Blackie.
No, you're not going to be leaving very soon.
Why not?
Because I want you to take a letter. I'll call you when I'm ready to dictate. What do you think you're doing?
What took you so long?
I had to talk to half the porters at the railway station.
Did you find the right one?
Yeah, eventually. He remembers helping Holly, Basil, and Charles when they got into Victoria from Toronto.
Did they have a great deal of luggage?
I'm afraid not just regular luggage. Certainly nothing large enough to carry $2 million in.
Then they must be having it sent in.
Yep. Hasn't arrived yet. Otherwise, they wouldn't be hanging about. They're waiting for that shipment.
Yes, well, we'll wait with them and hopefully get to it before they do.
And we'll get out of here and hand the whole thing over to the DIM.
Wrong.
Look, when we get the money, what do we want to hang about here for?
Robert, I've told you over and over again because I'm going to talk to Holly before the cops get her.
Holly, dear, you know I don't like to be cross with you, but you were about to do something very foolish.
Father!
And dangerous. You know you're not supposed to use that phone. Now, what if Basil and Percy had come in here?
Father, you don't understand.
I understand only too well. If you had managed to get in touch with Luke and had talked with him, Basil and Percy would have been furious. There's no telling what they would have done.
But I wasn't trying to call Luke.
Well, who then?
Nanny McTavish.
Your old nanny? Whatever for?
Because I love her.
Well, of course you do. Margaret McTavish is a treasure, but why would you want to talk to her now?
Just to say hello. Hear her voice again. I certainly see nothing wrong with that.
Well, I think it's best for you to make no phone calls to anyone. Certainly at least until that money arrives and it's properly converted.
In other words, all I'm allowed to do is just sit around here.
Well, surely I've taught you patience through the years. And it won't be that long.
Well, I'm not sure I can stand it another minute. Can we go away from here, somewhere just the two of us?
Go it alone, dear? Now, you know we can't do that. The only protection we have is the family.
They act more like wardens than protectors.
Look, darling, Luke and Robert Scorpio have traced us here to Victoria. Now, if you and I were to leave, we'd be arrested in a matter of moments. Now, surely you don't want to go to prison.
I'm not worried about myself. I'm afraid that Basil is going to kill Luke.
Darling, Basil doesn't want any violence now. I'm sure of that.
Basil is violent whenever he thinks it's necessary. He'll stop at nothing. Can't we go and stay with Nanny? We'll be safe there. And if I'm gone, and it's less likely that Basil and Luke will reach a showdown.
Darling, you're just not thinking clearly. It doesn't follow that Luke will be safe if you're at Nanny's. More to the point, if Basil were to find us missing, Nanny's would be the first place he'd look for us.
Well, then let's go anywhere, Father. Far away. Some other part of the world. We can start a whole new life. Someplace where nobody knows us.
Holly, sometimes I forget how young you really are.
I don't see what that has to do with it.
Well, only the young have the luxury of starting over. I can't start again.
Why not?
Darling, because I remember what it was like. The scrimping, the saving, the eking out an existence in a cheap room. I just can't go through that again.
It doesn't have to be that rough.
Well, it was once, for me anyway. Fortunately, you never had to know what scrimping was and hard times. You've had everything, darling.
No, Father, not everything.
You've never wanted for anything.
You're wrong. There's one thing that I want very much. And I had it just for a moment. And now I'm never going to have it again.
Look, I don't want to sound blunt about this, but whatever Holly's done to your head is whatever Holly's done to your head. Look, we are here on a mission to get back some money. Now, with a bit of luck and a whole lot of good breaks, we can probably do just that and hand the whole lot over to the authorities.
I'm not going anywhere until I talk to her. Do you understand?
You reckon she's going to tell you where the money is?
Well, I don't know, but I can sure as hell ask her.
Look, she's lied to you once, she'll do it again. Can't you see that?
I don't know what I can see, Robert. The whole thing is making me quite nuts.
Look, just hang on to things, will you, and think.
That's all we've been doing for days now, is thinking.
You really think that if you front her, she's going to be honest with you?
I don't know.
Now, look, I want to speak to Jackie Templeton, please. Yep. What? Well, look, if she's not at her desk, go and find her, will you? This is an important call. The name is Robert Scorpio, and yes, I will definitely wait. Look, I want to strike an agreement with you here. The money turns up, we grab it. Holly or no bloody Holly. Jackie.
Robert, I was hoping you would call. What's going on?
Well, we haven't quite struck the jackpot yet, love, but we're getting there. Look, I need a bit of help.
Well, of course.
Now, here's the situation. We've located our friends, but we know when they arrived here that they didn't bring the money with them. It means it's been shipped in. Now, they're waiting for it to arrive. Are you kind of with me here?
Go on, go on.
Right. What we need to know is what Bert Ramsay found out. First, if he traced the money after it left Port Charles, and more important, what was used to transport it. Now, finally, find out if Ramsay knows where it was being sent. Yeah, you got all that?
Well, getting those answers won't be easy, but I'll give it my best shot.
That's the girl. Now, remember, we have to know what the money was shipped in. Bags, suitcases, boxes, whatever. That's most important.
All right, well, I'll get on it right away, but if I come up with some answers, how do I get in touch with you?
You don't get in touch with us. I'll call you again in the morning.
But can't you tell me where you are?
Listen, darling. You don't know anything, then they can't force you to tell it, all right?
All right. I miss you. Give Luke my love.
Bye.
Bye. Well, you heard. I have to get some information from Bert Ramsay.
About the money?
They need to know where the money was sent from and what kind of container it was in, if Ramsay knows those answers.
Well, there's a fairly simple way to find out.
Oh, sure, just ask him, but the problem is he won't tell me.
Well, I assume Luke and Robert want to know what the money will be transported in so that they can get there before the Durbans do.
That's exactly their plan. They know where the Durbans are, and they assume that they're waiting for the money to arrive.
Well, if you want an outsider's opinion, I think Luke and Robert are heading for a lot of trouble.
They thrive on it, but you're not exactly an outsider. Look, Ian, I really need your help.
To do what?
To question Ramsay. I mean, I can't get the kind of answers from him that you can.
We're talking about stolen property here, Jackie. You're asking me to help Luke and Robert take possession of it?
No. I just want you to ask him a few questions. Now, come on, will you do it?
I don't like it.
Then think of something you will like.
Like what?
Ian, if this works, you're gonna have the best story. I mean, an exclusive. Come on, Ian, please. Ask him.
Okay.
You want to grab the money and run. I want to talk to Holly. I'll strike you a compromise, Robert.
That's not a bad start.
I want 5 minutes alone with her. That's all, just 5 minutes.
You really think you can get some straight answers?
Well, obviously you don't.
No, I don't. Not in 5 minutes. Not in 5 years.
Well, I have to try. Come on, let's go.
Where to?
We're going to watch Durban Square. The more we watch, the closer we are to getting answers. All right, let's go. Get the key.
And I always get the key.
What's happening? Gray, what's going on here?
What? Oh, hi.
Hi. Hey, will you close your little calculus book for a little bit? I gotta ask some advice.
Sure, what about?
I got this really hot date tonight.
Good for you.
What do you mean good for you? Come on, it's not any old date like your little hayride dates. This is serious. It's a hot date.
So?
So, I want to know what to do. I mean, you think maybe I should bring her some flowers, like a gift or something to start the evening off right?
Sure.
Will you close your little book and listen to me? What kind of book is that?
Just a book.
What do you mean just a book? With a little plain wrapper? That's not just a book.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Uh-huh. Is this stuff for real?
So far, I only got halfway through.
Where'd you get this thing? Through the mail or something?
No, it was on a shelf in the school library.
This stuff is great. Oh, what kind of shelf would this be on?
It was in the engineering section.
Engineering, that's a joke. Wow.
I guess the guy who filed it got it mixed up.
Yeah, I guess he did. I'm gonna have to take a real close look at this book.
Come on, Blackie, give it back to me.
No, what are you talking about?
Come on.
I'll give it back to you later. I'm the one with the date tonight, not you. Now, just let me look at it for a while. Let's see, page 1.
Laura, get in here and bring your pad.
Will this take long?
It might. You ready?
Yes.
Good. I want this on my letterhead. I want today's date and address it to Miss Laura Templeton.
What?
You know your address, don't you?
You're addressing this to me?
Yes. Dear Laura.
Oh, come on, Scotty. I don't have time to play your games.
Then make time. This is not a game. You're punched in until 5 o'clock, so the least you can do is take a letter. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, I remember. Dear Laura. Take it. Dear Laura, I'm forced to point out in your capacity as an employee that you conduct yourself in a business-like fashion. I will not tolerate you hanging on the phone with some punk kid who used to work for me. Furthermore, I would also like to point out
You know
to
what, Scotty? What everyone says about you is true.
Oh, yeah? Who's everybody and what are they saying about
Oh,
me?
never mind. And to think I gave up a perfectly good job for this.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't twist your arm. It was your decision.
Yeah, that was a stupid one.
Stupid? Oh, yeah? Well, you can quit if you want right now.
Don't think I'm not tempted.
Go ahead, do it.
No. No, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. I've got this job, and if you want me to quit, fire me.
Well, I might just do that if you continue to yak on the phone with your boyfriend. Go ahead, answer. It's probably a lover boy calling you back.
Scotty Baldwin's office. Yes, just a moment. It's not lover boy. It's lover girl for you.
Hello. Hello, Heather.
12 blocks. 3 blocks. Durban Square.
Well, let's hope we see Holly this time.
Good day, Mr. Durbin.
Wait a minute, look that way. That's an exclusive club.
I'm an exclusive man.
I'm telling you, there's no way you're going to get in there.
You'll think of something.
Well, give me a minute, will you? I'm thinking.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a member?
No, but I'm meeting Mr. Edgemont here and I'm late.
I don't know a Mr. Edgemont, sir. And I don't know you.
My name is Richard St. John. Now, I'm meeting Mr. Alistair Edgemont inside, and he doesn't like people that make other people late.
I assure you, sir, there is no Mr. Edgemont in this club.
Really? Well, I was told to come due east from the Empress Hotel, in that direction.
Sir, you're facing the wrong way, sir. That direction is south.
Oh, no. The harbour. No, the harbour faces south. Huh?
No, sir. That faces west.
Blast. I never did have much sense of direction. Look, I have a map here. Maybe you can set me straight on a few things. I might be walking around here till Easter. Now, oh, you're right. It does face west.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, Captain Ramsay, thank you very much for coming over. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. I'm right across the street. What did you want to talk to me about?
Well, I was working on this oil story, and I thought you might... Please, have a seat.
All right, but just for a minute. I don't have much time.
Right, well, then I'll be brief. I hope you understand I wouldn't bother you at all, but when I print a story, I like to get all the facts accurate. And I also like to get the right people to have their due credit. Like you, for instance, and your work on the oil story.
We just try to do our job.
Right, well, I just want to be sure you get all the credit for it. I'm doing a story right now on the swindle and the people who impersonated the Corso family.
Yeah, well, that's a very involved case, but we are making some progress.
I'm sure you are. Your prime concern right now must be the location of this money.
Well, of course, that is one of the big things.
And you're making progress.
Mm-hmm.
I wondered if you would mind telling me what you've learned so far.
No, not at all, as long as it's going to be public knowledge very shortly when we close it out. When the money left Port Charles, the next place that it turned up was in an apartment in New York City.
But the phony Corsos had left.
Yes, but they had been there. It was quite an apartment. Park Avenue, in the upper 70s.
So the Corsos, rather the Durbins, had rented this apartment?
Yes, but this time they used another alias. It was Clarkson.
Well, wait a minute. Now, how can you be sure that these people that rented the apartment are indeed the Corsos who were impersonating?
Well, we have descriptions from people who actually saw them. There is no doubt that the Clarksons in New York and the Durbins and Suttons who impersonated the Corsos out here in Port Charles are the same. We have very, very good descriptions, and we're going to catch them.
Thank you. And what, may I ask, is the meaning of this? You have no right to be in this club, sir. It is for members only.
Relax, Mr. Durbin. I have no intention of attempting to join your club. I'm only here long enough to call you a liar.
Quiet. Keep your voice down. You, sir, have unmitigated gall. Now, what is that?
That's Holly Sutton's credit card. We both know where I got it from.
I have no idea. It was probably stolen from her. However, when I find out where she and her father have gone, I shall return it to her. Thank you very much for returning it to me.
You know where they are. You have them locked up in your townhouse here in Victoria.
You, sir, are not only an intruder, you are a madman.
Well, I suppose you would know your son Basil is a madman.
My son?
Yes, Basil. Remember Basil? Called himself Corso in Port Charles, and incidentally, he tried to kill me.
You have taken leave of your senses.
Would you like to hear more about Sonny Boy? You know, I could have him arrested at any time. The charges would be attempted homicide, fraud, grand theft, and impersonation for starters.
This preposterous list of acts you've just given me that Basil did he do them alone, or did Holly help him? And maybe her father? And if you're going to arrest Basil, you're going to have them arrested, too. Do you propose to put my entire family in prison? You think about that, sir.
I have.
Good. Then this incredible interview is at an end. Now, I suggest you leave this club at once, or I shall call the porter and have you thrown out on the street, out of the club.
Been to the Maritime Museum?
No, I haven't.
Oh, but it's over that way.
Really?
You'll love it.
Maritime history always fascinates me. And, excuse me. Hello, Basil.
Hello, Robert. You're looking well.
Yeah, I heal quickly.
I'm happy for you.
And I never forget an enemy. Or a friend.
Well, that's an admirable quality. We'll have lunch.
Hang on, mate, just before you go. What have we got here, I wonder? Now, Basil, is this, standard piece of equipment from the club? I don't think they're permitted. But before you bring it with you next time you come, I'm going to shove it down your throat.
I look forward to that. And if I might make a suggestion, bring a few friends with you. You're going to need all the help you can get.
Well, where were we? Yes, we were talking about the Maritime Club, was it?
No, the Maritime Museum.
The Maritime Museum,
right.
Yes.
Obviously, I did not make myself clear. I am ordering you to leave this club at once.
I'll leave this club as soon as you answer some questions. I have quite a few. Shall we order a drink?
You leave me no choice. I am going to call the porter.
Well, this is a surprise. Look who got in here.
Hello, Basil.
Goodness.
You see, I can understand how people get a little bit confused around here. Bye-bye.
Captain, you've been very helpful. I appreciate it very much.
I always try to cooperate with the press. Anytime you want to check on something and get the facts, feel free to call me.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Good. Nice seeing you.
See you later.
Well, he was in here for quite a while. Did you get some answers?
Yeah, I got some answers.
Great. Well, what did he say?
You and I need to straighten something out first.
Okay.
Sit down. When two newspaper people work on the same story, they share all the information between them.
Sure, why not?
Because it means that I not only tell you what I learned from Ramsay, but you have to give me all the information you get from Robert Scorpio. Is that understood?
It's a deal. So what'd Ramsay say?
A lot. First off, when the the Durbans left here, they went to Manhattan and rented a luxury apartment.
Well, did they, find them?
No, by the time Ramsay got in there, they'd left that apartment.
Does he have any idea where they went?
No, but he does know that before they left, a large steamer trunk was picked up at the New York apartment by truck.
Well, were they able to trace that?
No, they weren't. He tried his best. He tried every legitimate trucking firm in Manhattan, but it was no dice.
But it was definitely a steamer trunk.
We got a description from the doorman.
Well, that's really what Robert needs to know, what the money was shipped in.
So that they can intercept it.
Of course. So now that Luke and Robert know what they're looking for, it'll be that much easier.
Yeah, provided they are at the right place at the right time.
Believe me, their time is going to be right on the money.
Yeah, but what about the place? Do you know where they are?
They could be anywhere. Timbuktu.
Can I bring you an ice bag, sir?
That won't be necessary, thank you.
Let me know if I can be of any further assistance, Mr. Douglas.
I shall, Walter. Thank you.
That was outrageous.
I agree. But your own behavior is equally disturbing.
Mine, Father?
Yes, yours and Oliver's. I shall deal with that in a moment. But first, I want that man out of this town.
That's easier said than done. Luke Spencer has proved a formidable adversary.
You're telling me you can't handle it?
No, I'm telling you that he's given us more trouble than anybody in the past. It's a mistake to underestimate him.
It's utter nonsense. He's an uncouth ruffian with a typical cowboy mentality.
But you still want him out of town, right?
I do. And if you had your wits about you, you'd understand why. You see, the police in Port Charles have no idea where we are. And Luke Spencer is the only one who can tell them, and he will in time. That's why I want you to get rid of him. You understand?
How?
Do I have to tell you everything, Basil? I don't care how. Just do it. And do it discreetly.
Do you have any suggestions?
No, I have only an order. You get rid of Luke Spencer, but do it out of Victoria. Lure him away from this town somehow and take care of him there.
Does this mean that you're reversing your position on violence, Father?
You and Oliver leave me no choice. You've already indulged in violence.
We only did what was necessary at the time.
You were involved in 2 murders, and another man was nearly murdered. And you bungled an attempt on Spencer. I am thoroughly ashamed of you.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Indeed, you should be. However, you have a chance to redeem yourself now. You get rid of Spencer, and you do it cleverly this time.
It's all very well for you to sit there and give orders, but I'm the one that has to do it.
Indeed, you are, yes, and with dispatch. This is not a recommendation, Basil. I'm telling you. You get rid of Spencer. You do it now, you do it out of the country. And if you fail, you are the one that will suffer the consequences.
Is that a threat?
No, it's a fact. If you don't handle this one correctly, you will never be the head of this family. Never! Basil? Now, you know what I want. Now go get about it.